How's it going, everybody? This is Alex from the Alex Deyo Show. All right, we got a new look on here, so I'm testing out some software, so I hope you like it. We're also going on TikTok. Looks like we have Robert. We got Spartans, John Stark. Welcome. And we're going to have Gary coming in. We're going to be talking today about integrity, life rules and integrity, and how you can make that the backbone of your life. So I'm going to invite Gary in here. And hold on one moment and we'll go. Oh, I screwed that up. There's Gary.
Good morning,
How's it?
sir.
Good morning. And I'm hoping our private chat works and we get some people on here today.
That
Today
would be
we are
awesome.
talking about integrity and life rules, the life rules of integrity. So we're on rule number 3, 3 little piggies. Excuse me. And
Must have been
what
a
did
good
we
lunch.
cover? I know, a sandwich. What did we cover the first 2 weeks? We covered rule number 1, make God the center of your life. And then rule number 2, which is live by the golden rule, right?
Yep.
And this week we're doing make integrity the backbone of your life. Out of the life rules for there's going to be 40 weeks of this. So every Sunday, 12:30, around 12:30, we'll try to get on. If not, I'll pre-record and it won't be a live show, but we'll get it out there to you. So, Gary, what do you think of when you are thinking about integrity?
Integrity. Well, um, basically, breaking it down simplistically, it's basically having some self fortitude,
Right?
not breaking who you are, what you do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's um, I don't want to really say your shell, but your what you really are,
Right.
what you really are, and not changing that for anyone for any reason.
True. True. Let me grab something here.
Trying to figure out why my camera's so crooked here. Oh, maybe I'm crooked.
All right. Integrity. I was gonna look it up, like the
Yep.
actual definition, but I don't have time. Hey Siri, what is the definition of integrity? Let's hear.
Integrity means the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Did you hear that?
I
All right,
barely
the
heard it.
quality of
My
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
shush it. Never
What's
mind.
your response?
Siri is on her
Wait, you
own.
want to be on the show now? Is that it? You want to be on the show? I've
No,
changed.
integrity.
I've.
Hello, puppy.
She was in my face.
It's pretty much your moral character.
Yep.
So doing the right thing when nobody's around.
Mm-hmm.
So, like an upstanding individual, like you, Gary, like you.
I'm only upstanding half the time. The other time I'm laying down.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You know me too well.
Right. Now, how do we implement integrity into our lives? How do you think? What's a good way of doing it?
uh, being yourself. Don't try to be something or someone you're not in front of other
Well,
people.
what if you're an asshole?
Well, then that's who you are. That's people can change, but I'm just saying if that's who you are,
Right. Well,
that's who you're going to be. But see that integrity isn't something. Integrity is supposed to be something natural, though it's a choice.
right.
There's people that make choices whether they want to uphold that type of integrity or not. But with integrity, it doesn't say that you cannot change. Integrity is who you are as a person currently. And if you're a good person, you choose to be a good person, that's you. And you do everything, whether anyone's around or not, you try to do the right thing all the time.
Right. Well, you try to do the right thing. But
yeah, I try to do the right thing.
So if you have integrity, you're somebody who actually does it. If you don't have integrity, you're not going to do it.
Correct. Right? Yep. And to some of us guys out there, we have integrity when we say, yeah, we'll take the trash out, but then we don't.
Right. Then you're failing.
Yeah.
You're failing. Well, I was looking at what the Bible says about integrity, and in Proverbs, because yes, this is a biblical, godly based thing. I might make things going crazy. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. And I was looking at that. I was actually looking at that today in church. We were talking about loyalty, but I was looking up stuff for today, and it's telling me that if you are being true to honesty, true to people, having that loyalty, doing what's right, then you can walk securely in your life. You're not going to be looking over your shoulder. You're not going to be worried about what people think. You're not going to be worried about what people say or do. I look at integrity as just being completely honest, not with just how you portray yourself, but deeper, being honest to yourself, because you're the one who interacts out. So it's not like you're trying to be honest to somebody. You're being honest to yourself. You're being honest to God, your values, what you stand for, and all of that. So to me, it's a kind of it's one of those things you can't see.
No. Well, you yourself, but to others.
Other people, like across the room, like if they talk to you, they know right away that, okay, most of the time, not always. That this person has the confidence in what he believes, has the confidence in what he's about. He has good work ethic. He's honest with doing what he needs to do in life, and that's important, if anybody's out there watching, please throw a comment up. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to, even on TikTok here, if you're on there, Ron, Joe, I don't know, we only got one person on there watching.
That's okay.
But if you are watching, throw up a comment, a question. We'll definitely take it. But today we're covering integrity, and it's one of my core rules as far as how I live my life. I guard that. I guard my integrity with just like my values and my family and my belief in God. I guard all of that with everything I have, because my integrity matters. It matters to me. It matters to the people around me. Because if I didn't have integrity, I probably wouldn't have any friends or be married, or my kids, most of them wouldn't talk to me. But We won't go there. But it's
I almost did.
it's something you have to guard. And
Yep.
when you do that, when you guard your integrity, you're constantly thinking about it.
Mhm.
And not like, oh my God, do I have this integrity? Am I being honest to people or what I'm about? It's just how you live.
Yep.
But if you do something that questions your own integrity, that's when you start to get a little bit, well, like it says here in the Bible, crooked.
Mhm. Out
You
of
will
whack.
be you'll be
Out
out
of
of
whack.
whack, and people will see it. People
Yep.
will find out.
The very first person who will find out about it is yourself, because when you do that, and I can only tell you this from experience, you'll
Right.
feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll
You
feel
know,
it.
you know when
You
you're
you
lying to yourself.
Yeah, you know when you're wrong. You know I mean, everybody's done it. You get that really weird feeling that, okay, this ain't, this isn't right. But
Right.
yet you're still going to do it anyway as a kid. But you know that feeling. And
Yes.
if you do it enough, it's it's like, it's that nagging voice, that little angel on your shoulder going, "Hello, you shouldn't be doing that."
Right.
It's kind of like that. That's how we describe it. But inside, you feel it. You feel
Mm-hmm.
when you're lying, when you're not being you, when you're not being honest with yourself or anybody else.
Right.
You it's And it all depends on a person's attitude and how they think. If it's going to continuously bother them or if it's nothing and they just let it go.
Right.
And that kind of thing you got to worry about, because that can take you down a dangerous road.
It will. It will. It does, and it will. And I, part of what it says here, just this Proverbs 10, verse 9. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he
Mhm.
who makes his way crooked will be found out. The rest of the story
Hmm,
is
that's a familiar line.
all right. Whoever winks the eye causes trouble, and a babbling fool will come to ruin. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offenses. Um, there's a whole lot more on that, but that's just
Yeah.
the next couple verses or lines down. And you think about that, you're looking at it and going, okay, the mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life. So when you're speaking truth, you're speaking life into things. And well, that's what integrity is. It's creating that living thing about you that you
Yeah.
can't touch. It's tangible, but it's not. It's like you're speaking life things into existence. Like if you have your values and you have your honesty about yourself, and when you talk, the things you talk about, people are going to believe, and it brings life to whatever you're talking about.
Hmm.
But when it says, whoever winks the eye causes trouble, and a babbling fool will come to ruin. Well, if they're just talking crap and they're doing it behind their back kind of thing, hey, yep, that's me.
Right.
It's there bad things happen to those people. It always does. So, hey, my son is watching. He even liked it.
Hi, Nelson.
I know. So he's watching on TikTok.
Do
That's
your
good.
homework.
Yeah, man. Go clean your room. So,
He's
but
probably got it on mute. He's gonna clean his room and listen to it on mute.
Yeah. He went away. He says, "Great,
Aw,
good." What?
great, good. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, if you're
Here
watching on
today, gone
Facebook,
today.
I know he left, came back, left, came back. Hey, Jet. There's a few people on there. We got a few likes.
Yay!
Also,
Hope they
make sure you
leave
follow
comments. Leave
comments.
comments.
We want comments, whatever.
Maybe they are. We're just not seeing it. I don't know.
I don't know. No, if you're watching on Facebook or X or the tweeters, as they say, or the
Tweeters.
former tweeters, or Instagram, pop down into the comments and so we can share that.
Yep.
We're going out to all three of those live right now. So and
Nice.
TikTok, I got on my phone. I can't see you, Gary, but I can see you. So and all
That's
the other
okay.
people
They don't
on
need to
the
see
other end.
me. I'd break the screen if my picture popped up.
Right.
They'll get oh
Well,
my god out their mouths, and all of a sudden their screen will go. I'm hideous.
well, we know.
Yes.
Where was I going with this?
I don't know. Something about protein and eating people. No.
No, that ain't right.
No, it ain't.
There's another one here. No, that was the wrong one. See all.
Hey, they're
Good. Don't die.
well, that it's inevitable. It's just like I said, soon it's either sooner or later.
I should have got your mic right there. You went right into my ear. There's one here. It says for Proverbs 11, the integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're crooked, don't have any integrity, and you're just plain kind of jerky like that, well, your life will be destroyed.
Dun,
Riches
dun,
do
dun.
not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. So I look at integrity as being just righteous within yourself.
Mm.
I think. Yeah.
And let's kind of give people kind of a misnomer about the whole righteousness thing. It's not to say that you are God's gift to the world. It's to say that you're
No.
trying to do everything right.
Right.
And do the right thing.
And I think that's a problem with the perception of Christians in general.
I think just in good people in general, a lot of people will point the finger of righteousness at them and saying that they're being holier than thou when they're actually just trying to be a good person.
Right. But there are those out there who give us poor Christians or good people a bad name, and they're looking at it as, well, I do it the right way. I do it according to what the Bible says. Well, those are the people who are talking crap, really.
Yeah.
So they're not being honest.
The guarding your integrity is important, because when you have a group of people who have good integrity, and then you'll get people who are more people that come into that crowd, and holy crap, I got people messaging me like crazy.
That's good.
It's only two people though. It's only two people. You have to, the reason why, when you say, you guard your integrity is because you're going to have people that are going to try and come in there and ride on that integrity of other people, and then try to influence their thing on other people outside of that, using that cloak of integrity from the other group.
True.
And this is why you have to guard yourself, keep your eyes open, be aware of your surroundings, basically other people, watch what they're doing and everything. A lot of people nowadays aren't doing that.
No.
And the worst thing is that, um, when it happens, it's too late.
Right. Right.
And that's why we need to guard not only our own integrity, but integrity of other people within our groups as well.
Mm-hmm. Keep
Because it's
people
very
accountable.
important. Yeah, it's very important because integrity leads to accountability, which
Mhm.
if you hold yourself accountable for things and the wrong people get inside that group who have integrity,
Right.
then they don't have much of a choice but to um you know withhold be excuse me a lot of orange juice. um a lot of people, that group will have to accept that criticism, and
Right.
then they'll have to deal with that individual or individuals that are causing your integrity to look bad.
Right. Right. And
And
then that takes your integrity away.
exactly. And when they say anyone, you can trust anyone, but once that trust is broken, it's almost damn near impossible to regain again.
Right. Right.
But there are certain circumstances that will, depending on what happens, will prove that it wasn't your integrity, but it was maybe somebody else who made that integrity look bad, or
Right.
might have taken advantage of your integrity and put you in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to not only be mindful of what you do, but also be aware of what other people do around you, so that you're not getting caught in, for lack of better terms, their web of deceit.
Right.
Because when your integrity comes into question because of somebody else, because you were involved in it, that's when it becomes an issue. And that's why when you say guard your integrity, you guard it closely. That's a reason right there. That's
Right.
mainly that's the main reason I think a lot of people should guard their integrity, so other people don't make them look bad.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. That kind of falls on one of the other rules that we're going to be hitting probably in a month or so.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead there.
No, because that one is important, and it's like sorry, I'm just bringing up stuff right now, but
All good.
um, okay, I'm just making sure it sees me. I'm just bringing up the list right now, but yeah, it's rule number 9, which is be a or no. I moved it. Oh, rule number 16. Always defend yourself, your loved ones, the weak, your values, integrity, and reputation at all costs.
hmm
Which I try to do. I try to be that person, but it's hard. Like if you have friends who like going out drinking and they don't go to work and they're lying to their spouse or their girlfriend or whatever,
Right.
fill in the blank. If you're hanging around that a lot, you're going to be turning into that. And I get people say, "Oh, well, that's not me. That's just them. I don't do those things." Well, you are who your friends are. So, it, my parents used to tell me that all the time. My grandparents too.
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, yeah, whatever." But I was a dumb teenager, and I was like, "No, no, I know what I'm about. I won't do that." What do? I go out and I party and I'm out drinking all the time, and next thing I know, I'm showing up late to work and
hmm
stupid things happen and I go, "I'm just unlucky." No, you make your own luck that way.
You
But
know the base. You know the basic rule: play
right,
stupid games, win stupid prizes.
right.
I'm not going to
And
use the other one. It's not appropriate.
right, but you and I have done enough of that stupid games to
Oh yeah,
understand that.
yeah. And
You
there's
know
kids out there that think that they know what they know best, and it's like, well, sorry, son. Well, let me tell you something, Junior. We were in your shoes, exact same place, exact same time, everything. We did the exact same thing. Guess what? We're wiser and older now. We know.
right.
So we're trying to tell you, but I mean, if you're not going to listen and you're still going to do by experience, and let me tell you something. Sometimes experience is good, but in certain situations, it's not.
It's
You know,
not.
no. But
No.
if they want to find out the hard way, then all right. Well, we're going to find out the hard way. The only way we can stop them is if they're going to try and do something so dumb that it's going to get them killed. That's when we actually physically need to stop them.
Right. But
So,
being around people who lack integrity
hmm
will imprint itself on you. I don't know any other way of saying that, but it
yep,
will imprint their stupid into your life, and you don't need it. And I don't know, kind of to put all of it together. If you look at integrity, how do I become somebody who's a man of integrity, a man of God, a man of values, a man of put your label on it? One, and I think the most important one is be accountable to yourself.
yep. You have to.
Like if you screw up, say, "Yep, that's me." Own it. Own it.
Mhm.
Admit to it. Because somebody with integrity, they'll admit when they screw up. They'll take the accountability. They'll try to fix whatever they screw up.
Yeah,
It's the people who don't have that accountability to their actions and to themselves. They're like, well, nah, whatever. I screwed up. I hurt somebody in the process, but you know what? Not my problem. So you have to have that accountability.
yeah,
And then after you have that accountability, then you got to have honesty. You got to be able to, with the accountability, admit your faults.
yep,
But when, like it said, what you speak becomes life. Well, when you speak honestly over and over and over and over again, you're not just an honest person. You're a person that people can trust, a person that people can count on, a
hmm
person that has those traits that people favor that they want to be around.
yeah. It's not to say they'll always like what they hear when it comes to being honest.
No, no.
And some people they don't like to hear life because life is the most honest thing in the world. It
Right.
doesn't lie. It always shows you what it is, and it doesn't take back what it says or does,
True. True. That is
regardless
true.
whether they like it or not.
Yeah. And so we got being accountable, we have being honest. Well, okay. Then you look at it in the terms of you are somebody who does what you say you are going to do.
hmm
No exception.
Yep.
So work ethic comes into that. Now we're talking about work. So we're starting with you and you're working your way out to the general public and what you do.
hmm
And so if you're somebody who says you're going to do what you're going to do, I hope Nelson is still no, he went away.
Now,
Nelson
saying get back on here right now. Rate
Nelson
me
get
out.
back on.
Rate
If
me
you're
out.
somebody who says you're going to do what you say you're going to do, like the dishes, let's make it
hmm
simple. uh,
You wait to look to see if he popped back on.
he didn't.
He didn't,
Um,
obviously.
no, but if you say you're gonna do the dishes, get them done. Do it right
hmm
away, not whatever. and then you forget about it, and then you don't do it, then you don't think about it, and then now people can't count on you to get something done.
Yeah.
So it works its way out. And then after that, if you are somebody who does what you say you're going to do,
Hmm.
then it goes to trust. And people
Yep.
start trusting you and all these things are just character builders. So when you have integrity, it's the accountability, it's the honesty, it's the work ethic, and then it's a trust, and then it just builds from there.
Yeah.
And whatever those are what I say, four things that you can base integrity on. But when you live out your life, all those things shine through when you're interacting with people or how they interact with you.
Yeah.
And they start becoming what you are. They start becoming people with the accountability, with the honesty, and when then you get more people around you who start having that. So it's when you stand firm in your values and your integrity, then you're going to start bringing in people into your life that have those same things, or you're teaching them without talking to them or teaching them that, because they learn by example and they're looking at your example. And you'll start having good things happen, because good things only happen to people who are living by that.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. But I don't think I'm wrong. We have people popping up on here
Yay. People are popping up.
on tweeters,
Tweeters.
not on the other three. Or
Really?
not on Twitter, on TikTok.
No, we should combine YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook together.
If I can get more people to follow on YouTube, which here, you gotta go to my brands.
Your brains?
No, not that. My brands page. If you
Yeah, if
go
they could combine all
to
three of those together, you would have the website called YouTwit. I'm a twit face. Which way did he go, George?
here, I'll throw us down on the bottom.
Wow, we're
But
tiny.
so you want to follow us, you can follow at Alex Deyo on Facebook, at Alex Miles Deyo on Instagram. Go to YouTube, follow us there. This video will be uploaded as a regular video. And if I can get 50 people to start following me, then I can put this live as we're doing it. So the more followers, the better on YouTube.
Yay.
Also, you can get me on at Alex Deyo Show on TikTok as well. Or go to alexanderdeo.com, scroll to the very bottom of the page, and you can click on any of those and you can get to any of them. So that's the easy way to do that. I lost my page.
Your page is right there. Oh, look, we're back.
No,
We're back.
that page.
What page?
This is why I wish this program had a program and a monitor page, like button. So you
You
can
need
cue
two
it, and
computers to watch this show.
right? I got a phone going, but if you follow me on Facebook, if you follow me on Twitter, go to those sites, or you can go to alexanderdeo.com, go to the very bottom of the screen, or the main page, and you will find all of my socials, and just click on it and you will get to this live show as it happens every Sunday at 12:30. Hey, we got Joe, David, Tammy. I don't know who's actually watching, but they just popped in on TikTok, so welcome.
Greetings.
And also, this show is brought to you by revolutionforefathers.com, where we have a whole bunch of really cool t-shirts, hoodies, even though it's going to be 50 this week in
I know,
Minnesota
right?
in
Still
February.
hoodie weather. I mean, come on. It'll feel like
Unhated.
September without leaves.
Right. I don't like that. I like the leaves.
Mm.
But
Don't leave me.
don't leave you. So yeah. Yeah, we're all over the place. On Revolution Forefathers, you can definitely pick up some cool gear. I was gonna wear my Integrity t-shirt today that you can buy on there.
Let me guess, you spilled spaghetti sauce on it.
No. But it's
Mom's
not
spaghetti.
clean. It's not cleaned. And it was very wrinkled. Because it was
Oh,
sitting in the
wrinkles.
in
Wrinkles
the
are
hamper.
overrated. Wrinkles add style.
I know. It's sitting in the hamper. Ah, Slow Eddie. Hello, Slow Eddie. And Larry.
I'm slow too.
All right.
I'm very
If you're
slow to get out of
watching
bed.
if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or the tweeters, X, whatever you want to call it now that Elon took it over, go down to your comments, throw us a question. Before we wrap this up, I will answer any questions you got about the show, about integrity.
Yes, text us, message us, ask us questions.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
Tell us whether you want us to shave or not. Who cares? Whatever.
I
Whatever
did.
question you got.
Volgina Christina. And
There's
Jet
a tongue
Eddie.
twister.
I know that. Volgina Christina, welcome. And then you went away. Damn. All right. At least I know I get viewers when the show isn't live. So we had a few hundred. We had a few hundred who watched the last few shows. So
Really?
yes.
That's awesome.
So that is kind of cool. That's kind of good to see.
That's awesome. Thank you, everybody who watched. Thank you. You guys rock.
Thank
If I get my
I gotta bring up what are we talking about next week? Ooh, my favorite. This is one of my favorite rules, and I taught my girls this. I taught my son this, and I will never be this. You are never, okay, I can't say never, but you are not a victim. You are not a victim. You hear that, TikTok? You are not a victim. Whoever you one person, buddy, welcome, buddy. No, you are not a victim. Unless you get hit by a car or a tornado hits your house or something unforeseen out of your control, even though you are 50% at blame for being in that spot. But
yes. I mean, all right. Before you go any further with that, let's give you guys some backstory to that one. I learned that lesson in Japan when I had to get insurance for the car that I was driving, or cars that I was driving. I had to get insurance, and the insurance stated on the policy that there will always be some fault of the owner of the vehicle whenever involved in an incident or an accident, because when I asked them this, I said, why does it say I'm always at fault even though I'm not at fault? Well, the only reason why you'll always be considered partially involved is because you were there. I'd be like, well, I wasn't, but my car was. Yeah, but if your car wasn't there, you wouldn't have been involved in the accident. So they always said, you're always 50% at fault. And I couldn't argue with that. How do you argue with that? You can't. And it's basically kind of holding you accountable for, wrong place or wrong time. But, at the same time, the argument is, well, how am I supposed to know that some guy's going to come whizzing down the street at 120 miles an hour and crash into my car while I'm parked out in front of the arcade playing Street Fighter?
Right.
Yeah, I know. I'm really, really, really saying my age right now. But at the same time, you kind of understand, though, they're kind of implementing a um, a moral standard that we should hold for ourselves, that we make choices every moment of every day.
Right.
And if we make the wrong choice, well, something wrong is going to happen. So, for accountability reasons, we should always look at ourselves first. That's why they always say look at yourself first. Whenever
Right.
you get involved in something or you do something wrong, look at yourself first. How did you get into this situation? Why
Mm-hmm.
did you get into this situation? Look at yourself first. Hold yourself accountable for the part you were involved in. I'm not going to say played, because not everybody played a part in an incident or whatever happened to them. But
Right.
you still need to be able to look at yourself and don't necessarily put the blame on yourself, but ask yourself the important questions. How did I get into this? Why did it happen? Why did it happen to me?
Right.
And a lot of
That,
times that third one is kind of hard to answer, because you didn't have any say
okay.
in the outcome of what happened or the reasons why. But
Right. But that
what?
you're just speaking integrity right there, because you're accountable. You gotta be
Mhm.
accountable. Look at yourself first, and that's why I put accountability as the first thing. It's look at and we'll cover a lot more of this. We're just kind of teasing for next week, but
Yep.
it's you got to be accountable for your actions,
Hmm.
because every situation you're in, you you're in.
Yes.
You can't say, oh, it's so and so's fault. Well, you're in the situation, so therefore it's you. You're not the
Hmm.
victim.
No.
You created the scenario around you. If not, you're still you put yourself into that scenario.
Exactly.
So you have to look at what brought you there, and you have to
Hmm.
self-reflect on that. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of what integrity is about too, is self-reflection. You got to look at who you are, what you're about, why am I where I am? What can I change to not be in the situation I'm in?
Yeah. I mean, it's not to say that you need to do any soul searching, but there's a little soul searching involved when it comes to that matter. Um, I think what people need to understand is when you put yourself or you think about yourself in certain ways, certain situations, you
Right.
have to understand that yes, not everything is going to be your fault at 100%, but at the same time, you should ask your question, how did I get into this?
Right.
I mean, because eventually down the road, after or during the event or events that are taking place, you're going to ask yourself, how did I get involved in this?
Right.
How did this happen to me? That's when you got to sit there and figure it out. Sometimes
Right.
the answer is not as easy as it sounds. Other times the answer is right in front of your face. And obviously, it's happened to me before. It's happened to you. It's happened to a lot of people. The most obvious things are out in the open. We don't see it.
Right.
We don't see it. But when you train yourself to, you become better at being able to see things before they actually happen. And that actually helps you in the long run to stay out of those certain situations. And even if you choose to get into those certain situations, you're going to be responsible for whatever happens. Unless you're not directly tied to that, you can get yourself out of it. But
Right.
simplistically speaking, just remember whatever you do, you're partially at fault because you decided to be at that point in time
Right. You
when
gotta have
said
that
thing happened.
You have to have that integrity to be
Mhm.
able to notice that and self-reflect and look at it.
And I think naturally a lot of people accept that because even though we know in life bad things happen all the time, planes
Right.
fall out of the sky, boats sink to the bottom of the lake or the ocean, cars crash. We accept those almost probably unknowingly. to some people because they just get in their car and go. They just get on a plane and
Right.
fly. They get on a ship and cruise. You know, they don't. A lot of times they don't just think about it, but guaranteed somebody when they get on when they do one of those things is thinking about it.
Right.
You know, how do I keep from this happening, or how do I know this isn't going to happen? Well, if it does, I'm accepting it because I'm here now. You know,
Right.
sometimes we consider those and we think about them and we accept them.
Right.
And
Right.
that is actually holding yourself accountable for your actions, regardless what happens.
I totally agree. I totally agree. So yeah, we will be covering more of rule number 4. You are never a victim.
Mhm.
Next week. But it does boil down to having integrity. It
Yeah.
does boil down by doing the right thing, by living your life by the golden rule, and always putting God first. Which, okay, how does putting God first not make me a victim? Well, you'll have to tune in and find out. You'll have to tune in and find out.
I'll tell you one person who's helping me more with my integrity and well helping me discover my more of my integrity, and that's my future wife. She she's a very good woman. She's asked some of the tough questions that I've had to answer, and
Right.
you know she's put my foot to the fire before,
Yeah.
and you know I don't like it, I hate it, but you know what,
Well,
damn it if I didn't need it,
like
stuff like
our pastor said today, that's loyalty.
hmm
That's what loyalty is. It's somebody
yeah
who will call you out and keep you where you need to be. Oh man,
yeah.
I got something in my eye. Darlene
I'm
says
sorry,
hi.
here, hold on, I'll go away so that I'm not in your eye anymore.
No, dust in my eye.
No, but it when she does that, she automatically triggers that question,
Right.
you know, and she automatically triggers me to look at myself
Mm-hmm.
when she does that. And it's like, I know who I am, but
Right.
when she asks those hard questions, who am I going to be? Am I
Right.
going to be me, or am I going to be, um, you know, am I going to be a coward? You
Right.
know, and if you really love and care about somebody a lot, you will be honest with them, regardless whether they like the answer or not.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know,
true.
that's one of the things that really challenges the integrity of a person is when you get asked the hard questions by your wife, your fiance, your girlfriend, your friends, and right there at that moment you've got a fork in the road. You got a choice to make, and you better make the right one, because if you don't make the right one down the line, it's not going to end well.
No,
And I don't want to lose her, so I have to make the right choice.
that's
I have to
true.
listen to me and my heart and say, look, you're a good person, you're a decent human being, you know, if even if she doesn't like the answer, you still have to be honest,
That's true.
because I love and care about her a lot, and I'll be damned if I'm going to lie to her.
No, can't lie to her.
Besides, if God knows everything already, then what's the point? She's going to find out eventually
Mhm.
anyway.
Right. We have Darlene on here. She says hi. She's also asking, I don't like she's stating, I don't like making those choices sometimes. That's true. We
No one
sometimes
does.
we don't like doing it all the time. But
No. Ask me. Ask the question out there in public. Who likes to make the hard choices? No one does.
nobody.
No, and the hard choice doesn't have to be just in a relationship. Hard choice could be, you know, militarily sending a platoon of men out, knowing that not everybody's going to come back. The choice is which platoon are you going to send out. You still have to make the hard choice.
Right.
knowing the consequences that are going to happen because you have to do this action, you still have to make that choice.
Right.
You know,
That is true.
in the military, you really can't refuse when somebody says, "Hey, this needs to be done." You have to make the choice. Who's going to go?
Right.
That's you have to make the choice. Otherwise, if you don't, you're derelict in your duties.
Duties.
So, I mean, and that applies to pretty much everything in life. I've learned that the hard way. A lot of other people have learned that the hard way, and we're going to continue to learn that the hard way. Even though we know we're going to be put in different situations that weren't the same as before, that are going to continuously reiterate that fact. It's never going to be easy. We're
Right.
not always going to make the right choice, but some choices are common sense. You need to learn to make the right choice. Like, I only have I'm either in the trucking industry. Okay, you got 20,000 pounds of pallets to deliver to a factory. Are you going to put that on a straight truck? Or are you going to put that on a tractor trailer? Question is looking at the area, it's only big enough. It's big enough for a straight truck to maneuver in, but it's possible for a tractor trailer to get into, but it's not going to be as accommodating. You still have to make the choice. Which truck do you send? Who do you send there?
Right. Right.
Hard choice. You don't want to have to make the delivery, but you still got to do it.
Right.
Question is, which one is it? Which one is it going to be?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true. And so we're gonna have to start wrapping this up. I got a couple things that let's wrap this part of it up saying, okay, how to have that integrity in your life. One, be accountable. Be accountable to yourself first, and accountable for all your actions. Number two, be honest. You gotta be honest with yourself and everyone around you. Sometimes people don't like hearing what you have to say, and in my experience, a lot of people hate when I'm honest, because I'll just bluntly tell you, and I get yelled at all the time for being too honest.
but I guarantee the
But
respect for you is way up, though.
true, and I thank you for that, Gary. I appreciate that.
Mm.
And then so you have your honesty, then you have your work ethic. You're gonna do what you say you're gonna do when you're gonna do it. So those first three things are important. And when you do those first three things, be accountable, be honest, and do what you're going to say, what you're going to do. Do what you say you are going to do.
Yes.
Well, then comes trust. You start trusting yourself, but people around you will trust you, and it will bring you rewards that you can't even fathom.
Exactly.
So wrapping that up with integrity, if you make those things the backbone of your life, as well as living out a life where you're honest and you're helping people and you're living by that golden rule, doing unto others as you'd want them to do unto you, and you have the values that you base your life on, which are biblically based. I don't care who's out there. If they're like, "Oh, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in Jesus." Well, guess what? If you're a good person, those values that you say you are still biblically based. So, huh. So there.
Just putting the
But
nail in the coffin on that one, aren't you?
bam, 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 bam.
I think that third one should be putting a foot in your own butt. That's what it
Right.
should be considered. Because, when you put a foot in, when you basically, push somebody to do something or put a foot in their butt, it gets them to move.
Right.
That's that self-motivation that people need, I think, the most in order to get them to do number 3.
Right.
Self-motivation. That's what we'll call it. Not a boot in the butt, but self-motivation. That's it.
Right. No, everybody needs a boot in the ass.
Yes.
You need to be the one motivating yourself.
Hmm.
So when people have to motivate you, they can't trust you. So that's the way I look at it. But if you do those four things, you will have a life of integrity. You will have a life where good things happen, and you're not on the other side of bad luck or the wrong side of bad luck. It's Murphy's law. How do I want to say that? With Murphy's law, like everything bad that can happen will.
Hmm.
Well, if you're doing those things, good things happen.
Yeah.
That's Murphy's law. It's just
Hmm.
in reverse.
Yes. Well, no, it's not bad. It's good.
Right. It's good things. So, but also, that's all I have to say about that.
But that's all, folks.
But coming up for next week, I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna try to get a guest who has an amazing story. I'm gonna talk to him. His name is Sean, and he's come from addiction and just totally turned his life around. And he said, "I am not going to be a victim." And this is
Hmm.
a friend of mine from church. And so I'm going to talk to him, see if I can get him on. I'm not going to promise anything yet, but I will try to get him on. I saw him today. I even talked to him for a while, and I totally didn't even dawn on me. So it just dawned on me now while we were talking. Like, you know what? He would be excellent for next week. His story and everything. So I'm gonna try to get him on with us. And also, don't forget, follow us on the socials. Uh, Here, let me screwing everything up here.
There you go.
Get us on the socials. Facebook at Alex Deyo if you're watching on there. And try to be on at 12:30. I'd love if you guys can watch Facebook, Instagram, or what's the other one? X, tweeters. For right
Twitter.
now, and definitely go to at Alexander Deo on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Because the more
Yes.
subscribers I get, then I can start streaming out to that, and then you guys can pop up on our screen here, and I can definitely take your questions, your comments. I can read them off my Twitter because now I figured out how to do this, but you can't see what's on the screen. You just see me if you're watching from Twitter. So try to go to Facebook at Alex Deo if you're not watching on there. And then go to at Alexander Deo on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit like, subscribe, follow, or whatever it is for Facebook and uh, uh, what's one? Instagram.
Yes.
Or if you're on
Come
X,
on.
follow me too. I don't
Do
think
it.
I don't think I have any followers on Instagram.
Mm.
I never use it, or on Twitter. I never use it. I have a bunch of people on Instagram, but
And don't
anyway,
forget, rule of thumb on the internet: if you're gonna
yeah,
follow someone, make sure they didn't eat beans first.
right. That's bad. And hit that dingy ding button so you can get the alerts. Anything I put out, I'm gonna start putting out a heck of a lot more videos on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else, promoting what's going on, as well as just some fun, cool stuff too. So, like my cats and my dog and
Yes,
my
dogs.
kids. Food, great food, whatever food I make or get.
Food.
So,
Everybody loves food. Yeah.
right. Yes, Darlene, I'm not ignoring you. I see what you're typing. I'm trying to work things in so it sounds good, and yeah,
It's it's all still new.
the audience is staying on topic here. So even though we tend to not But I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank you, Gary. I love you, brother,
Love you, man.
for coming on. And oh, God, I gotta quit doing that. I
Stop
need to
playing with
learn-
your mouse.
Gotta quit playing with my mouse.
Mm.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining the Alex Deyo Show. We got ahead. I'm not a smart man. Ready, but thanks for watching. We'll see you next week at 12 o'clock on or 12:30 on Sunday. So,
See ya.
everybody have a great day. Gary, call
Take
me
care.
after
Be
this.
safe.
All right, love you, brother. Bye.
Love you, man.